Sarah, we're thrilled that you could come and share with us this morning. Now, for those who don't know, for quite some time you've been working your day job amongst some of the most vulnerable people in our communities. And at the moment you've got quite a responsibility there. But for those who wouldn't know this, introduce that to us. Tell us what you do.
Okay, so I work for a charity that supports people with alcohol and substance misuse issues and works with their families as well. So we work with people that are still in the community. Some of them are the most marginalised. They're really on the outskirts. They're sort of excluded from a lot of services as a result of their behaviour and the chaos in their lives. And then there are others that are concerned, or others are concerned about their substance misuse or alcohol use, who maybe externally look like everything is okay, but internally they're lost and they're broken. That's what we do.
And I know for us it's been a privilege as a community sharing life with you to hear the ups and the downs of that. And certainly it's a place where God's given you increasing responsibility there, management-wise. You lead a team and so on. You've actually been involved in this for a long time. How did that come about?
So I was somebody who experienced that life. I was lost for a long time in substance misuse, dependency myself. And when finally, I guess, I was set free of that, I started to work in services, and that was over 20 years ago now. Mm-hmm. So God has been really good, and I have been able to progress in that field. And obviously it's passionate, I'm passionate, it's passionate to me, to my heart. And I feel compelled as well to work there, and I feel privileged to work with those people as well and put my personal experience to use.
Sarah, thank you for being so open and honest with us in this public forum. But perhaps I could ask you that question we're thinking about today. Maybe you could take yourself back all those years when you were perhaps in some of your darkest times. How do you think you would have answered this question then? How does God feel about me?
I would have really struggled. I definitely felt like if there was a God, he couldn't help me, he wouldn't help me. I didn't feel that I was worthy of being helped. I was acutely aware I'd been brought up with moral values, not really from a Christian background, but so I have moral values, and I knew that I was breaking all of those. And I knew that the life I was living was harming others, causing pain to my family, but also as things progressed in the community as well. I was an absolute liability, really. And I just felt like God would just be looking at me with disgust, disappointment. And I just felt like I was bad, and I felt like he knew I was bad, and I thought there was a full stop after that.
Sarah, it's really moving to hear and distressing, actually. But it may well be that you're not alone. I'm sure you're not. Maybe some even watching this or here who can relate to how you felt then, and how much darker, if you like, to feel that from God as well as the brokenness of where you were. Bring it to today, if you would. How would you answer that question now as we stand here? How does God feel about me?
I know now that he loves me, and I realise now that he always did, because the scripture that you read at the beginning from Romans, it's like, he died for me whilst I was still an enemy to him, whilst I was still sinning. He laid down his life. God sent his son to lay down his life for me, that I could be forgiven and pay the price that I could never pay. And today, most of the time, I feel loved, and I feel so, when the worship team was singing earlier, it touches my heart. It really does. There are times through the day when, I might forget, and I listen to the old whispers and the old lies. But I know through his word and through what he's done in my life that I was always loved. I'm loved now, and I've been made righteous in his sight through his son.
I wish in so many ways, Sarah, we had time this morning to hear the story of those intervening years, because we'd love to. And I'd encourage anyone who knows you or can get to know you to come and ask you in person about that. But what I'd love to hear, just before you read the Bible to us in a moment from 1 Thessalonians, if there is anyone here this morning, either present or watching, maybe live, or maybe they're watching this subsequently, who in any way can relate to where you were those years ago, absolutely convinced that God was disappointed, not interested, what would you say to them?
On?
Yeah, it's come back.
There. So first of all, I would say to them, don't believe it. It's a lie. It's designed to keep you where you are. You are valued. You are loved. You know, like I said, God gave his only son for you, you know, before the beginning of time. But on a practical level, I would encourage you to speak to people around you that maybe know Christ, you know, and can talk to you about God and his love for you, and help you to see how that can be applied in your life and how you can cling on to that. And I would encourage you as well to maybe explore Christianity Explored. And also, there's also a service delivered by Teen Challenge as well. So for people that really want some practical support if things have got really difficult and they're finding themselves really marginalised, and they work closely with this church as well.
Yeah, please do get in touch. If any of these things have struck a chord with you and you'd like to speak to any one of us, again, you can do that through the website or just contact the church office.